From a nuclear submarine thriller to an immersive art and light show with Vincent van Gogh, welcome to Encore. First, though, Che Malambo is a South American folk dance that incorporates elements of ballet and tap set against the pulsing rhythms of drums. It actually came from Peruvian slaves, but has really found its success in Argentina and perhaps France now. The show was created by a French dancer and is years in the making, as Ivana Scatola and Erica Olvario explain.
This is Che Malambo, a show envisaged around 10 years ago by choreographer Gilles Brina, but putting it together wasn't easy.
At the time, Malambo dancers were hiding in Buenos Aires. They weren't well known, just like tango dancers weren't really well known 20 years ago. People in Argentina would ask me, why are you so interested in Malambo? It's a peasant dance.
Finally, Gilles managed to recruit 10 amateur dancers, but to find them, he had to look outside the usual places.
I
used to work on the streets. I was a street vendor for 5 years.
Originally, I worked with my mom as a dressmaker. When I come back from tour, I help her out.
The team is performing all around the world, in France, England, the United States, and even in China. An exclusively male dance, Malambo comes from the gaucho tradition. On the stage, dancers challenge each other. They beat to the music with bombos, large Argentinian drums made from wood and animal skin, and spin boleadoras, lassos with wooden balls on the end. The rhythm is inspired by a horse's gallop.
It's a mix of things. There are elements of Russian folklore in there, for example. Lots of the steps come from European folklore. There's a bit of flamenco in there too. But the thing that's really Argentinian, it's the rhythm.
It's a unique show, performed in Paris until the 21st of April.
Cinema now, and a new French submarine thriller called Lashon du Loup, or The Wolf's Call, hits movie theaters this week. The blockbuster takes audiences into the secretive world of nuclear submarines and has a star-studded cast, including Omar Sy and Mathieu Kassovitz. Anka Ula has more.
A cry from the deepest depths of the ocean, only audible from submarines.
Le Chant du Loup. C'est l'Iranienne. C'est son sonar actif. Elle nous a détecté, second.
The signal means the structure has been spotted. A French submarine hunted down by an Iranian helicopter. This long chase scene sets the stage for the film Le Chant du Loup, a hyper-realistic plunge into a nuclear attack submarine.
It's such a hypnotic universe. You really feel like you're in another world.
Ok, j'ai peut-être quelque chose dans la trace. Très faible, évanescent.
Central to the film's intrigue, this young submariner, played by François Civil.
J'ai un rythme très lent. Du 4 temps.
On board, they call him the Golden Ear.
Une hélice à 4 pales, c'est étrange.
étrange non, 4 pales.
He's the one who distinguishes different sounds with precision and identifies potential threats. To understand the inner workings of this type of submarine, the actors immerse themselves in real life before hitting the studio.
Ici, j'ai un bruit transitoire en plus, là, dans la même trace.
Décidez-vous, les gars, c'est pas l'ONU ici.
The submariners I met during our first dive, many of them told me, thanks to this film, our families can see what our jobs are like. We can't talk about it because they're secretive, so we trust you. You're going to represent us.
The French Navy also took interest in the film. The actors were trained, the extras were real-life sailors, and the Navy's own equipment was used.
Le fleuron de la Marine nationale, il est pour vous. Vous prenez l'effroyable.
Why did the Navy invest so much energy into this film? We went to the nuclear base in Toulon to find out. This captain gave us our first hint: recruitment.
It's
complicated attracting people. We often have a level of confidentiality regarding missions that doesn't allow us to say much about what happens on board. If this film can help encourage people to work on submarines, it's more than welcome.
The other interest for the Army can be found at the heart of the plot: the nuclear weapon.
Le président de la République est dans le PC Jupiter.
Over the next 15 years, France needs to modernize its nuclear deterrence and convince the public of the hefty cost. The film communicates the idea of a pressing danger.
We live in a world where this nuclear threat exists. We see that the United States just left the 1947 Non-Proliferation Agreement. That means a new arms race. Today's tragedy is that the world could self-destruct.
A massive production with a 17 million euro budget. The result, a thriller at France's service.
The painter Rembrandt was a national icon in his native Netherlands, and to mark the 350th anniversary of his death, the Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam has opened an exhibition called All the Rembrandts, featuring drawings, prints, and paintings, including his many, many self-portraits. Rembrandt was, if you like, the original selfie taker, as Ivana Scatola explains.
With its quaint canals and pretty townhouses, the city of Amsterdam has a unique feel. It was these features that convinced the painter Rembrandt to move to the city in 1631 at the age of 25. Today, people come from all over the world to have their picture taken with him, and his name is known in multiple languages.
This is Rembrandt.
Rembrandt. C'est Rembrandt. Rembrandt.
For the Dutch, he's the pride of the entire nation.
It's very important, just like the Eiffel Tower in Paris.
Visiting Rembrandt's house is one of the most popular things for tourists to do in Amsterdam. Visitors can see everything from the artist's kitchen to his bedroom. But the most impressive room is his workshop.
So we are standing in Rembrandt's studio, the place where he made the masterpieces. So think of every painting, every etching, every drawing he made within those 20 years. It was in this room.
Known for his self-portraits, Rembrandt was the only artist at the time to paint life as he saw it, warts and all. Amsterdam's Rijksmuseum is paying homage to the painter with a landmark exhibition of an extensive collection of his works, aiming to show how he was a precursor of our modern times.
He was the first artist interested in the imperfections of everyday life. Rembrandt wasn't interested in painting beauty, but in depicting the truth.
One of the most clear examples of this is Rembrandt's masterpiece, The Night Watch.
I'd seen pictures of this painting countless times, but now I'm seeing it for the first time in real life. It's overwhelming. I can't take my eyes off of it. It's really extraordinary.
A master of chiaroscuro, Rembrandt had a feel for the secretive nature of his models, inviting the viewer as close as possible to them.
This is very innovative. Freezes time. Everybody's looking at you, and at that moment, schnick. That's basically what he does, and that's what I admire.
He was admired during his time, but now, 350 years after his death, Rembrandt has become an icon all over the world.
After the wildly successful exhibition devoted to Gustav Klimt, the Parisian art space Atelier des Lumières is back again, this time with a new installation dedicated to the sunflowers and night skies of Vincent van Gogh. The light show will put on display 500 of the Dutch painter's most famous artworks. Alison Sargent takes a sneak peek at the show.
Plunge into Van Gogh's The Starry Night, no matter the time of day. From southern French harbors and fields to scenes from his native Holland, 500 of Vincent van Gogh's works will be lighting up the French capital's Atelier des Lumières in a 10-month exhibition.
Here behind me you can see his paintings of sunflowers. They're like sunlight. And thanks to the digital projection, we've highlighted this colour and this subject, which only Van Gogh perfectly mastered.
The show uses technology developed in 2012 to combine art and music into an immersive experience.
By enlarging it like this, we can see the substance. We see the strokes of the paintbrush, the thickness that we normally don't get to see.
Another effect of the exhibition's scale, visitors are almost literally drawn into the paintings.
The audience here are actors. They're part of the show. Their shadows play with the images.
an immersive charm that's so far been a hit with the public. The studio's last show, dedicated to Austrian painter Gustav Klimt, drew in well over 1 million visitors.
English industrialist and art collector Samuel Courtauld loved the Impressionists, amassing an enviable collection of works from Monet, Renoir, Van Gogh, Gauguin, and Cézanne. In fact, Courtauld was somewhat of a Francophile, regularly spending time in Paris and purchasing works from French art dealers. Seems fitting then that more than 100 works from his collection go on display this week at Paris's Fondation Louis Vuitton. Let's leave you with some images from that exhibition. Remember our website, France24.com. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Stay tuned. There's more news coming up on France 24.